11 signs that global conflict could soon spiral completely out of control, Michael Snyder reports. The world seems to be gripped by a really bad case of war fever. National leaders all over the globe are rattling their sabers, and that should deeply alarm all of us. The last time that there was a world war, tens of millions of people were victims to it, and this time around it could be hundreds of millions or even billions of people. Today, we literally possess the ability to destroy all of humanity, so a worldwide conflict in which nuclear weapons are used should be avoided at all costs. But unfortunately, those that are running things seem absolutely determined to push us towards such a conflict anyway. Over the past couple of weeks, there have been so many alarming developments. The following are 11 signs that global conflict could soon spiral completely out of control. Number 1, Russia just signed a deal to deploy tactical nuclear weapons to Belarus. The defense ministers of Russia and Belarus on Thursday signed a document on the deployment of Russian tactical nuclear weapons on Belarusian territory, the state-run TASS news agency reported, citing the Defense Ministry of Belarus. Russia will retain control over its non-strategic nuclear weapons stationed in neighboring Belarus, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Sugoi said in a document signing event with his Belarusian counterpart Viktor Krenin in Minsk. Russia will not transfer nuclear weapons to the Republic of Belarus. Control over them and the decision to use them remains with the Russian side, he said. Number 2, U.S. and Taiwanese officials have reportedly been talking about bringing Taiwan under the nuclear umbrella of the United States. Needless to say, such a move would make a war with China much more likely. There seems to be a growing demand for U.S. nuclear umbrella in Taiwan amid increasing belligerence by China and the Asia-Pacific region. The desire for such a nuclear umbrella against a potential invasion by China, which is already provided to Japan and South Korea by the United States, has reportedly received support from defense experts in Taiwan. The U.S. nuclear umbrella will not see the deployment of atomic weapons in Taiwan, but will see the world's sole superpower respond in kind to a nuclear attack by China during an invasion of the island nation. Number 3, the Russians have just issued an arrest warrant for U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham. Russia Interior Ministry on Monday issued an arrest warrant for U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham following his comments relating to the fighting in Ukraine. In addition, the edited video of his meeting on Friday with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that was released by Zelensky's office. Graham, a Republican from South Carolina, noted that Russians are dying and described the U.S. military assistance to the country as the best money ever spent. Number 4, a senior Taliban commander is boasting that, quote, "we will conquer Iran soon," unquote. The Taliban threatened on Sunday that it could conquer Iran as tensions increase over water disputes between Afghanistan and Iran, leaving at least 3 people victims to that. And in a video released by the Taliban, a senior commander in the terrorist organization running Afghanistan warned that the Taliban would fight the Islamic Republic Revolutionary Guard with more passion than they fought the U.S. forces. He added that the Taliban will conquer Iran soon if the Taliban's leaders give the green light. Number 5, Israel has doubled the number of attacks on Iranian targets inside Syrian territory in recent months. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant on Monday said that he has doubled the attacks on Iran in Syria during his several months in office. Gallant also revealed Tehran's secret sea war against Israel, presenting new photographs, evidence of 5 different ships it is using to establish another front against Israel. And number 6, Hezbollah just conducted major military exercises very close to the border with Israel. The military exercise was unusual, not only because it was made public, but nearly 400 people attended, including Hezbollah supporters and several journalists, but also because it was conducted only 12 miles from the Israeli border, just outside an area where militants are not allowed to operate under UN Security Council resolution adopted in 2006. Number 7. Most Americans don't realize this, but U.S. troops will soon be deployed in Peru, of all places. Yes, Peru. Unbeknownst, it seems to most people in Peru and the U.S., considering the paucity of media coverage in both countries, U.S. military personnel will soon be landing in Peru. The plenary session of Peru's Congress last Thursday, May 18, authorized the entry of U.S. troops into Peruvian soil with the ostensible purpose of carrying out cooperative activities with Peru's armed forces and national police. Number 8. Violent clashes in Kosovo have been result in more than 24 NATO troops injured. NATO-led troops and police clashed with protesters in northern Kosovo Monday amid ongoing standoff between ethnic Albanian authorities and local ethnic Serbs, who ignore warnings not to seize municipality buildings. And the violence comes after Kosovo's police raided Serb-dominated areas in the region's north and seized local municipality buildings over the weekend. The demonstrations have led to injuries on both sides, with more than 24 NATO troops injured. Number 9. The U.S. military is building a brand new base in northern Syria. Apparently, the U.S. occupation of large portions of Syrian territory is not going to end anytime soon. The U.S.-led anti-ISIS coalition is building a new military base in Syria's northern province of Raqqa, the New Arab reported, citing a source close to the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces SDF. The U.S. backs the SDF and keeps about 900 troops, officially at least, in eastern Syria, allowing the U.S. to control about a third of Syria's territory. The report said there are currently about 24 U.S.-led military sites spread throughout eastern Syria. Number 10. North Korea is claiming that the U.S. and South Korea have just conducted an invasion rehearsal, quote-unquote. The South Korean and U.S. militaries conducted large live-fire drills near the border with North Korea on Thursday, despite the North's warning that it won't tolerate what it calls an invasion rehearsal on its doorstep. And the drills, the first of 5 rounds of live-fire exercises through mid-June, marked 70 years since the establishment of the military alliance between Seoul and Washington. North Korea typically reacts to such major South Korean U.S. exercises with missile and other weapons tests. Number 11. Due to security concerns, dozens of satellite phones for emergency communication are being issued to members of the United States Senate. Amid growing concerns of security risks to members of Congress, over 50 senators have been issued satellite phones for emergency communication. People familiar with the measures told CBS News. The devices are part of a series of new security measures being offered to senators by the Senate Sergeant at Arms, who took over shortly after the U.S. Capitol January 6 event 2021. The satellite phone technology has been offered to all 100 senators. CBS News has learned that at least 50 have accepted the phones, which Senate administrative staff recommend senators keep in close proximity during their travels. We have never seen such a dramatic measure ever be taken before. Are they preparing for something? I wish that I knew. But what I do know is that we are certainly living during a time of wars and rumors of wars, and it definitely is not going to take much to push us over the line that will never be able to be uncrossed. But for now, most people in the Western world simply are not paying attention to what's going on, and most of them just assume that our leaders are wise, competent, and will be able to keep us out of any sort of nuclear conflict. This is by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, my name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I have written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I've also started a brand new Substack letter, and I encourage you to subscribe so that you won't miss any of the latest updates. I have published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog. End of the American Dream and the Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and anywhere that you can share these articles with others is definitely great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. And this is on End of the American Dream by Michael Snyder. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.